me.
I think so, yeah.
Maybe like right before Chief.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Ladies and is it on? Yeah, there we go. Ladies and gentlemen, the ceremony will begin momentarily. Please be seated and silence all electronic devices at this time.
Hey, old man. How you doing? Good, man. Hey, you gotta save the chief as well.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to today's ceremony honoring Senior Master Sergeant Heike J. Gazetti and her husband James on the occasion of her retirement after 28 years of dedicated service to her country.
Hey! Well, that's the reason to be excited. Y'all gotta clap about this. How many other people you know that have given that much time to their country? This is a serious deal. This is what America looks like. And one of its warriors is saying, hey, thank you, country. And guess what? We got about 4,000 more that are picking up the arm and ready to go. We've got thousands more down in Lackland ready to go. All because they feel like you're worth it. So can we please try that one more time?
Welcome to today's ceremony honoring Senior Master Sergeant Heike J. Gazetti and her husband James on the occasion of her retirement after 28 years of dedicated service to her country.
Much better.
I am Master Sergeant Brian Gannon, and I will be your MC. The presiding officer for today's ceremony is Lieutenant Colonel Michael Herber, Commander, United States Air Force Academy Band. Now, ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the arrival of the official party, and please stay standing for the playing of the national anthem by the United States Air Force Academy Band's Polaris Winds. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. And thank you to Polaris Winds.
All right! Woo! Yeah. Our band rocks! Woo!
We would like to recognize our honored guests attending today's ceremony. Please hold your applause until all are introduced. Our distinguished guests include Senior Master Sergeant Gazetti's husband, Mr. James Gazetti, Senior Master Sergeant Gazetti's daughter, Aurora Gazetti, Sergeant Gazetti's mother, Renate Ute Lund, Sergeant Gazetti's father, both of them watching virtually, Robert Cornyn Lund, Sergeant Gazetti's mother-in-law, Suzanne Gazetti, Sergeant Gazetti's father-in-law, Robert Gazetti, Sergeant Gazetti's brother, Willard Lund, and Sergeant Gazetti's cousins, Peter Ruprecht, Julaine Ruprecht, Maddie Lund, and Andrew Boyle. Our distinguished military guests include the commander of the 10th Air Base Wing, United States Air Force Academy, Colonel Ahab Brown, the commander of the United States Air Force Academy Band, Lieutenant Colonel Michael Herber, the United States Air Force Academy Band's Operations Officer, Captain Brandon Holtz, Command Chief Master Sergeant at the 10th Air Base Wing, United States Air Force Academy, Chief Master Sergeant Eddie Herrera, the Senior Enlisted Leader for the United States Air Force Academy Band, Chief Master Sergeant Rick Baisden, Superintendent for the United States Air Force Academy Band, Chief Master Sergeant Andrew Benton, Colonel Larry Lang, retired, former commander of the United States Air Force Academy Band and the United States Air Force Band, Lieutenant Colonel Dan Price, retired, former commander of the United States Air Force Academy Band. We would also like to welcome all other distinguished visitors, family, and friends who have come to celebrate Sergeant Gazetti's retirement. It is now my pleasure to welcome today's presiding officer, Lieutenant Colonel Michael Herber.
All right!
Thank you all so much. Wow. Heike, I want you to take a moment and just look around the room. Air Force Academy, past, present, and maybe future. All these people here to celebrate you. Life is about these moments, and this is certainly one. And we are all proud to be here with you today. Well, good afternoon, everyone, ladies and gentlemen, friends, colleagues who've come from near and far to here to celebrate the 28-year service of Senior Master Sergeant Heike Gazetti. I want to thank the leadership here right in front from the 10th Air Base Wing, my boss, Colonel Brown, Chief Herrera. Thank you, gentlemen. He's like this all the time, by the way. It's awesome. You think I got energy? You got nothing compared to this gentleman here. This man loves the Air Force, but he loves our country even more, and he loves his family.
Hear, hear. Hear, hear.
Also want to thank, of course, former commanders here for the band who are here. Colonel Lang, sir, thank you for being here. And Lieutenant Colonel Price, there he is, for being here as well. And we have other great members of our team here. I want to thank all of our current leadership here as well. Chief Herrera, thank you for being here as well. This guy bleeds blue for our airmen like nobody else. Taking care of airmen, making sure that they have everything they need. So members of the First Sergeant Council, Chiefs Group, other commanders who are here, thank you for being here today. I am so grateful and honored that Senior Gazetti asked me to officiate her ceremony today. My own Air Force story started with this band 25 years ago in 2001 with then Tech Sergeant Lund playing clarinet at my mock audition for this job. Fortunately, I didn't win the audition that year, but that's okay. And I believe she is actually the last member of that world-class ensemble that truly started my own path into this absolutely incredible and amazing career. We didn't really know each other then. I was just somebody else who showed up on the box to wave a stick, and oh yeah, that was it. It was just a mission. But from the bottom of my heart, thank you, Heike. Because that experience, the experience with all of you and this incredible organization, set a target for me in my path. This afternoon, we are not going to only honor and reflect upon Senior Gazetti's 28-year career, but share some of her before the Air Force story, which includes her family story as well. Heike has always demonstrated unflappable integrity, professional excellence, selfless service, devoted leadership, and a drive to always exceed expectations. In fact, on her very first enlisted performance report, those were before the performance briefs that we do now for our new people. Her first supervisor, then Master Sergeant Gregory Brown, stated, this is the very first one, exceptional NCO always exceeds expectations. And Senior Master Sergeant Gordon Malik said, excels in every endeavor, sets first term standard.
All right.
Yeah. We've already kind of introduced her family, but I also want to say a huge thanks because we know that without our family, we can't do any of this. None of us can do what we do without our family. And I want to thank especially James, her husband, and I don't know if we have any of our 2Ts here, but a former 2T driver with the band here, the Rhinos. So, James, thank you for just being Heike's huge support system through all this. And of course, her daughter Aurora, who is at Colorado State and I believe is studying statistics and education and wants to be a math teacher. That's awesome. Her parents-in-law, there are lots of Roberts and Bobs associated with Heike's family. I know they're not here, but they are certainly here in spirit. Her mother and father, Renate and Robert, thank you. My goodness, you both did an exceptional job with both your children, with Heike and Willard as well. Congratulations, and we miss you not being here, but we thank you so much, Mom and Dad, for doing an amazing job raising Heike. Also, her brother Willard, which you just mentioned, who's a lieutenant colonel in the Army, who's retired, spent 600 days deployed to Kuwait and was a battalion commander out there. Actually, her father, too, was born, her father was a lieutenant colonel, also in the Army and retired, was a guitar player. Her mother, Renata, was born in Germany during World War II in 1943 and was an accordion player. And then, of course, her in-laws here as well, her mother-in-law, Suzanne, father-in-law, Robert, as well. Thank you. And cousins Peter, Julianne, and Maddie, thank you all for being a part of this. You are all part of Heike's journey, and thank you for your support. Need to say also great thanks to Senior Master Sergeant Ryan Janis, who's our first sergeant, along with Tech Sergeant Juan Pio Lee, who organized this whole thing. Thank you for putting this together. Our narrator, Master Sergeant Brian Gannon. The best woodwind quintet out there, Polaris Winds.
All right.
Sounding fantastic.
For sure.
And of course, all of our extended family here from the Air Force Academy Band family. Well, music and military service has surrounded Sergeant Gazetti her entire life. She is a third-generation military service member. Her grandfather, Robert Lund, was a World War II Army Air Corps B-29 navigator assigned to the Pacific Theater. Her father, as we mentioned, a retired lieutenant colonel for the Army, was assigned to Germany in the 1960s, where he met Heike's mother. Her brother followed in his father's footsteps in the Army and is also a retired lieutenant colonel. And her nephew, Gabriel Lund, is actually currently attending the other academy that's that way at West Point. Although Heike decided to follow her Gramps back into the blue. Now, if you would have told Heike back in college that she would spend 28 years playing music in a military band, she would not have believed you. No way. Whether it was her father playing guitar or mother playing accordion, music was always a huge part of her family life, and of course still is and will always be. Senior Gazetti was born in Hartford, Connecticut, then on her 4th birthday moved to Detroit, Michigan, and then moved again to Lincoln, Nebraska, where she attended middle school. And then she moved again during her first year of high school to Cincinnati, Ohio, where she attended high school in northern Kentucky and took lessons at the Cincinnati Conservatory of Music. See, Heike did all of her moving before she got in the military. And then she got a job in the military where she didn't have to move. She then attended the University of Louisville on a full scholarship. However, her first trip to Colorado was to attend the Aspen Music Festival while she was doing her undergrad in 1994, and she absolutely fell in love with Colorado. She completed her master's at Yale School of Music and again returned to Aspen for the music festival in 1997. It was around this time that she read an ad in a musician's union journal for a clarinet audition with the then United States Air Force Band of the Rockies in Colorado Springs. And she thought, well, I love Colorado. Maybe I'll give it a try. And boy, did she. She began her transformation from civilian to airman in August of 1998, completed BMT, that's basic military training for our civilians in the audience, as an honor graduate, no surprise. On her actual BMT Form 205, which I know Chief Herrera knows very well as a former military training instructor, her MTI at the time, Technical Sergeant, then Tech Sergeant Fred Schreiber stated, Airman Lund has excellent military bearing and is highly motivated. This airman is going to bring great credit to any squadron she is assigned to. And boy, did she. She arrived to the Air Force Band of the Rockies on 26 October 1998 and immediately charged headfirst into not only continuing to hone her outstanding talent, but tackling all collateral duties assigned as well. She might have also started motivating her colleagues to get to the gym and start running. Now, I know most of us in the room have all of our performance reports and briefs that have all kinds of things that said we've saved the Air Force and done all kinds of things. But I really had to pull out a couple of these for Heike. Not because our former supervisors and folks here and our military folks need to hear them, but for her family to hear them. Because these are the things that were said about Heike from the very beginning. Problem solver, exceptional, excels in all endeavors, superb musician. Model NCO, that's non-commissioned officer, whose capabilities and potential for future positive unit contributions are unlimited. That was on her second EPR, 1999 to 2000. Intelligent, eager, and 100% dedicated to mission accomplishment. An elite member of this premier organization, hard-charging, multi-talented. Actively seeks increased organization responsibility. Positive and forward-thinking, sets examples for peers. Musical and military skills go beyond Air Force standards. Exemplary Air Force image, the definition of a top performer. Thrives in all area of duty and responsibility, provides an unequaled resource to the unit. I'm not sure if you read all these either over there. Impressive, senior NCO, well beyond her years. That was on her first Master Sergeant EPR. Extremely gifted clarinetist and trusted senior NCO. Exceeded every first year senior NCO expectation. Visionary leader, takes pride in Air Force duties. Willingly accepts any role that benefits the Air Force. Extremely detail-oriented senior NCO with impeccable bearing. Doesn't settle for how it's been done, but insists on improvement. A superstar. Smart. That was a Victor Borga joke for you young folks. Smart, dependable, resourceful. Performed outside Air Force Specialty Code on guitar and penny whistle. She even shared she did tap dancing for a while as well. Mastered 3 secondary instruments for deployment. Leader, musician, athlete, stellar NCO mentor with positive attitude. Team builder, works with personnel to maximize abilities and mission. Air Force ambassador, proven communicator, multi-shop, multi-section leader, phenomenal enlisted leader who embodies the Air Force core values. Trailblazer. Ladies and gentlemen, you were looking at the very first female drum major for the United States Air Force Academy Band, too.
Wow.
Phenomenal enlisted leader who embodies the core values. Dedicated senior NCO with extremely efficient work ethic, sought out new challenges regularly, consistently excellent in all. And I could go on. From her decorations, skilled resource administrator, flawless record keeping, best check writer on base. That was when we used to write checks. World-class performer, repeatedly selected by commander to fill leadership positions. Subject matter expert in critical areas, leveraging knowledge to promote wellness and readiness priorities while fostering a positive environment that empowered airmen to thrive. That's a first sergeant, right there. By the way, out of the 27 plus EPR, EPBs that she had written annually about her performance, only 2 had markings that were not, as we used to say, all the way to the right. Out of 27 of them for 28 years. Impressive. And all these became, the 2 that were there were when she was becoming a more seasoned senior non-commissioned officer, when greater responsibility and expectations were consistently being added to her plate. I did the math. I don't know if it's completely correct, and I'm sure Sergeant Vitale somewhere around here might have to correct me, but he's our director of operations. or Senior Master Sergeant Select Connolly over there, our section chief of operations, I estimated she performed over 2,100 missions before live and media audiences totaling just under 500 million. That's 500 million people. This incredible airman professional inspired, honored, and communicated and connected with. That's air power. As I like to say, that stands for access, influence, and relationships in what we do, while honoring, inspiring, and connecting with nearly a billion people. That's really impressive, Heike. Heike and I had a wonderful lunch the other day. I got to experience Daniel tacos. I hadn't experienced it yet. They're really good. They are really good. So here's her. I asked her, what's your top things? Like, what are you going to take away in her memories? She said she was a founding member of the Academy Winds, and they always used to try out different ways of engaging people, which included the tap dancing in Michigan at one time. She didn't put this in here, but I had to put it in here. But meeting her husband, James, in the band had to be a great memory, so who was also our dress. So James, of course, was a huge highlight in the memory. She performed in Carnegie Hall in New York City and the 2006 Macy's Day Parade, which was right around the Air Force Academy's 50th anniversary. Her deployment with Academy Winds in 2009. One of the things she most loved remembering, of course, was when she was the unit resource advisor, and of course, then eventually the section chief of resources. Fantastic with numbers and attention to detail. She made things happen in that shop. She also shared with me, and while she was with resources, she led our admin building's office furniture redesign and procurement as well. So that was a big deal she wanted to put out there. She also shared with me a story about Chief Tucker. I don't know if Chief Tucker's here. Not here. And the ladies' room toilet. So this was a very important lesson for Heike because, she was like, usually you delegate things and try to get things done, but there was something wrong with the ladies' room toilet, and you can correct me if I'm wrong. And Chief Tucker's like, I'm fixing it. And she did. And Heike was like, you know what? Sometimes you just got to take charge of things and make it happen. And that was her lesson. However, her very, very favorite memory was being this unit's first sergeant. Heike loves our people. She loves to take care of them. She loves our mission. And I think that's the greatest thing, her legacy of being an unbelievable first sergeant for all of you, past, present, and future. Now, she also said some not so top highlights. One of them, and this can happen, she said one of them was looking out the bus window on tour and not knowing where she is. I guess because, when you're driving through like parts of the West out here, it just keeps looking like the same thing over and over again. And now this was a highlight, and a not so highlight was also her deployment with the Academy Winds in 2009. There was a couple little bumpy bumps on that one. Now, but I know that Senior Gazetti feels a tremendous amount of gratitude for the opportunity and blessing of being able to serve in the world's greatest Air Force, using the talents and gifts that God bestowed upon her, to use music as the means to honor, inspire, and connect with millions and millions of people across our great nation and around the world. Like me, I know Heike is also a person of strong faith, so there are a few verses of scripture I'd like to share that came to my mind when I was thinking over her career. First, from Colossians 3, whatever you do, work at it with all your heart, as working for the Lord and not for human masters. That was you. Matthew 5, in the same way, let your light shine before others, that they may see your good deeds and glorify your Father in heaven. Matthew 25, well done, good and faithful servant. You have been faithful with a few things. I will put you in charge of many things. It has distinctly, truly been an honor to have just a short time to serve with you, Heike. You have left an unbelievable impression on all those following in your footsteps. A closing quote from John Maxwell. Nothing in life can take the place of knowing your purpose. If you don't try to discover your purpose, you're likely to spend your life doing the wrong things. Psychologist Viktor Frankl once said, everyone has their own special vocation or mission in life. Everyone must carry out a concrete assignment that demands fulfillment. Therein he or she cannot be replaced, nor can his or her life be repeated. We are all unique creations, everyone, with a purpose. Thus, everyone's task is as unique as their specific opportunity to implement it. Each of us has a purpose for which we were created, our responsibility and our joy, and I know this has been a joy, 28 years, is to identify it. Heike, I have absolutely no reservations that God created you to live out your purpose as a world-class, talented musician, performer, leader, and servant. A wife who adores her husband, a mother who cherishes and mentors her daughter, and finally, a true wingman, leader, and warrior in the world's greatest Air Force. All right. Our career field and our unit are better, way better, because of your talent and leadership. Our airmen are better because they were able to see and hear what right looks like. And they're able to now cover down and keep carrying the flag forward because of your mentorship. Our Air Force is better because of your service, exemplifying our core values of integrity, service, and excellence. The people in this room, the people of our nation, are extremely grateful for your dedication, sacrifice, and service. May God continue to bless you and your family, Heike, as you begin another chapter and adventure in the journey of life. All of us who are continuing to serve will truly miss doing this without you. However, all of us will carry the experience of serving with you in our hearts forever. That is your legacy. From the depths of my heart, I salute you and I thank you. Congratulations. Well done, good and faithful servant.
Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing for the reading of the retirement declaration. The United States of America, to all who shall see these presents, greetings. This is to certify that the President of the United States of America, authorized by Executive Order 16 January 1969, has awarded the Meritorious Service Medal 5th Oak Leaf Cluster to Senior Master Sergeant Heike J. Gazetti for meritorious service 1 August 2024 to 1 October 2026. Senior Master Sergeant Heike Gazetti distinguished herself in the performance of outstanding service to the United States while assigned to the Air Force Academy Band, United States Air Force Academy, Colorado. During this period, the outstanding professional skill, leadership, and ceaseless efforts of Sergeant Gazetti resulted in major contributions to the effectiveness and success of Air Force strategic outreach, recruiting, and community relations programs. As an additional duty first sergeant, she engaged with wing agencies to resolve 164 personnel issues, ensuring the execution of 1,390 missions for an audience of 251 million. These performances directly championed the Academy's mission, elevating cadet ceremonies and inspiring future leaders of character. Additionally, she established a 6-member key support team, providing vital medical, childcare, and wellness support for the families of 9 deployed airmen, significantly reducing stress and preserving mission focus. Finally, she championed process improvements during installation inspections, eliminating a redundant testing site and saving 1,500 man-hours annually. The singularly distinctive accomplishments of Sergeant Gazetti culminated a long and distinguished career in the service of her country and reflect great credit upon herself and the United States Air Force. Given under my hand, 8 August 2026, signed Ahave E. Brown, Jr., Colonel, United States Air Force, Commander, 10th Air Base Wing.
All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing for the reading of the retirement order. Attention to orders. Special Order Alpha Charlie 001124, Senior Master Sergeant Heike J. Gazetti, Peterson Space Force Base, Colorado. Effective 30 September 2026, you are relieved from active duty, organization, and station of assignment, retired effective 1 October 2026, per Department of the Air Force Instruction 36-3203, in the grade of Senior Master Sergeant, by order of the Secretary of the Air Force. Now, ladies and gentlemen, please be seated.
All right.
I now invite Sergeant Gazetti's husband, Jim, to please come forward and join his wife. Jim will now place the official retirement pin on his wife's lapel. Lieutenant Colonel Herber will now present the Certificate of Retirement to Sergeant Gazetti. Certificate of Retirement from the Armed Forces of the United States of America. To all who shall see these presents, greetings. This is to certify that Senior Master Sergeant Heike J. Gazetti, having served faithfully and honorably, was retired from the United States Air Force on the 30th day of September, 2026. Signed, General Kenneth S. Wilsbach, Chief of Staff, United States Air Force, and Tony D. Bauernfein, Lieutenant General, United States Air Force Superintendent. Lieutenant Colonel Herber will now present a certificate of appreciation from the Commander-in-Chief to Sergeant Gazetti. I extend to you my personal thanks and the sincere appreciation of our grateful nation to your contribution of honorable service to our country. You have helped maintain the security of the nation during a critical time in its history with a devotion to duty and a spirit of sacrifice in keeping with the proud tradition of the military service. I trust that in the coming years, you will maintain an active interest in the armed forces and the purpose for which you served. Those who follow in your footsteps will draw inspiration from your commitment, dedication, and sacrifices made to ensure the protection of our American freedoms. My best wishes to you for happiness and success in the future. Donald J. Trump, Commander-in-Chief. Colonel Herber will now present to Sergeant Gazetti a certificate of appreciation from the Chief Master Sergeant of the Air Force. Certificate of Appreciation from the Chief Master Sergeant of the Air Force. I am proud to join your friends and family in congratulating you on your retirement from the United States Air Force. Senior Master Sergeant Heike J. Gazetti, the achievements and contributions you have made throughout your career embody our core values of integrity first, service before self, and excellence in all we do. Your retirement is well-deserved, but your selfless contributions will be sorely missed. On behalf of airmen, families, and the many lives you have touched over the years, thank you for your faithful and devoted service. As this chapter closes and a new one begins, I wish you the very best and pray the years ahead are filled with love, laughter, and your continued success. Signed, David R. Wolf, Chief Master Sergeant of the Air Force. Ladies and gentlemen, it is customary to recognize the spouse's contribution with a certificate to recognize the support and sacrifices they made during the retiree's career. Mr. Gazetti, would you please come forward and join your wife? Lieutenant Colonel Herber will now present Mr. Gazetti with the Air Force Spouse's Certificate of Appreciation from the Chief Master Sergeant of the Air Force. It reads, on behalf of airmen and families, the Chief Master Sergeant of the Air Force presents this Certificate of Appreciation to James Michael Gazetti. I join your spouse, family, and friends in thanking you for the numerous contributions and sacrifices you made in support of our United States Air Force. Your dedication has strengthened and given purpose to your spouse's service and fundamentally contributed to the defense of our nation. Signed, David R. Wolf, Chief Master Sergeant of the Air Force. And stay, we're not done yet. Stay. Next, we have a certification of appreciation for James from the Chief of Staff of the Air Force. It reads, in grateful appreciation, the United States Air Force presents this certificate to recognize to James Michael Gazetti for the commitment and numerous contributions that made positive impacts to the nation's defense. Thank you for the support which gave strength and purpose to your spouse's service, given this 13th day of September, 2026. Signed, General Kenneth S. Wilsbach, Chief of Staff, United States Air Force, and Tony D. Bauernfein, Lieutenant General, United States Air Force Superintendent. Oh, no, sorry. Yeah, if you could, If you could come back up one more time. Yeah. Now, Colonel Herber will make a presentation to Mr. Gazetti on behalf of the band. Yeah, okay. Now you're good. And now, Lieutenant Colonel Herber will present a letter of appreciation to Sergeant Gazetti's daughter. At this time, will Aurora come forward? Certificate of Appreciation presented to Aurora Fia Gazetti. This is to certify that, on the occasion of the retirement of her mother from active duty with the United States Air Force, has earned grateful appreciation for her flexibility and sacrifices. Her support and understanding helped to make possible her mother's lasting contribution to the nation. 30 September 2026, signed Tony D. Bauernfeind, Lieutenant General, United States Air Force Superintendent. Next up, the flag ceremony.
Oh, it's
Yeah,
flag
we just-
ceremony. Okay. No flowers yet? I'm sorry. Psych!
We will now begin a flag folding ceremony. For more than 200 years, the American flag has been the symbol of our citizens' nation's unity, as well as a source of pride and inspiration for millions of citizens. Born on June 14, 1777, the Second Continental Congress determined that the flag of the United States be 13 stripes, alternating between 7 red and 6 white, and that the Union be 13 stars, white in a blue field, representing a new constellation. Between 1777 and 1960, the shape and design of the flag evolved into the flag presented before you today. The 13 horizontal stripes represent the original 13 colonies, while the stars represent the 50 states of the Union. The colors of the flag are symbolic as well. Red symbolizes hardness and valor, white signifies purity and innocence, and blue represents vigilance, perseverance, and justice. Traditionally, a symbol of liberty, the American flag has carried the message of freedom and inspired Americans, both at home and abroad. In 1814, Francis Scott Key was so moved at seeing the stars and stripes waving after the British shelling of Baltimore's Fort McHenry that he wrote the words to the Star-Spangled Banner. In 1892, the flag inspired Francis Bellamy to write the Pledge of Allegiance, our most famous flag salute and patriotic oath. In July 1969, the American flag was flown in space when Neil Armstrong planted it on the surface of the moon. Today, our flag flies on constellations of Air Force satellites that circle our globe and on the fin flash of our aircraft in harm's way in every corner of the world. Indeed, it flies in the heart of every airman who serves our great nation. The sun never sets on our United States Air Force, nor on the flag we so proudly cherish. Since 1776, no generation of Americans has been spared the responsibility of defending freedom. Today's airmen remain committed to preserving the freedom that others won for us for generations to come. By displaying the flag and giving it a distinctive fold, we show respect to the flag and express our gratitude to those individuals who fought and continue to fight for freedom at home and abroad. Since the dawn of the 20th century, airmen have proudly flown the flag in every major conflict on lands and skies around the world. It is their responsibility, our responsibility, to continue to protect and preserve the rights, privileges, and freedoms that we as Americans enjoy today. The United States flag represents who we are. It stands for the freedom we all share and the pride and patriotism we feel for our country. We cherish its legacy as a beacon of hope to one and all. Long may it wave.
Senior Master Sergeant Gazetti, on behalf of your squadron, your friends, and your family, I present this flag in recognition of your 28 years of faithful service with the United States Air Force.
You carried the weight of this family for 27 years. For 27 years, your love was steadfast and constant. You raised our lovely daughter, Aurora. When I went on band missions, you kept their family safe. Aurora, when I wasn't able to, you looked after your dad. You made sure that he was doing okay. Please accept this flag as a token of our achievements and my love and gratitude.
At this time, Master Sergeant Haley Fruch, President of the Peterson-Schriever 1st Sergeant Council, has a presentation.
Senior Gazetti, you were a first sergeant for 5 years, additional duty first sergeant for 5 years, which is insane. The longest I've heard of anyone being an additional duty first sergeant. And not only were you an additional duty first sergeant for the band, you also came to the council meetings. So you were a part of the council, you mentored all of us. I can't even imagine how many different presidents you've gone through, different first sergeants you've gone through. You definitely made an impact on not only the band and the people you directly work with, but with the first sergeants as well. And we thank you. I'm going to present you with this. I'm going to read the plaque for you really quick. Thank you for your unwavering leadership and commitment as a first sergeant and a vital member of the Peterson-Schriever 1st Sergeant Council. Your dedication to making people your business has left a lasting impact, and your energy has inspired all who've had the privilege to serve alongside you. As you move into this new chapter of your life, know that your legacy of service, mentorship, and compassion will not be forgotten. We wish you the best on your journey forward, and you will be missed.
At this time, we have a few presentations from the band. We'll begin with Master Sergeant Nina Friedrichs in the clarinet section.
Woo! Clarinets! Nathan, get up there.
I'll just start by saying how grateful I am to have worked with you, Heike, for the last 9 years. I'm so grateful for the extra time that you had and that you chose to stay, and your dedication to the job. I was thinking of a funny story to share, and I think it's safe to share this now. But one of the times that we were traveling together, we were on a clarinet quartet, at a clarinet quartet mission in Salt Lake City. And if you know, there's not many coffee shops there because they don't drink coffee. And so we were walking around looking for something to do, and we found this place that had kava tea, and we thought we'd go in and try that. And it was just a little bit before we were supposed to do our mission. And we sat down, and the guy was telling us, we didn't know what kava was, and he was telling us about it and gave us some samples, and we were drinking it, and it was Heike, Chester, Howard, and myself. And as we were sitting there at the counter drinking it, Chester was kind of Googling on his phone, and after about 10 minutes, he was like, I don't think we should drink this. I still don't fully understand what it is, but supposedly it has some kind of effect similar to alcohol. And so then there was this moment of panic of, did we just drink something that we can't have in the Air Force? And we were nervous about, like, are we going to perform terribly in the concert now? And Heike, I thought we laughed about it, but Heike immediately went to Susan, the other member of the clarinet quartet, who was the first sergeant at the time, and self-reported that we had consumed kava.
Integrity
And
first.
yes, so it really is just an example of her integrity as an airman. It comes through your integrity as a performer. That she was always there practicing, like generally first thing in the morning. If you're looking for Heike, you find her in the practice room. And I'm just so grateful for the inspiration and the example that you've led by, and for the chance to have traveled with you. I'm going to miss you on tour. Heike's always down to try and do restaurant or go shopping or go for a run, and I'm really going to miss your company on tour. So, but grateful and excited for you to explore this next chapter. And I know we're all grateful to have had the opportunity to work with you. So we have a couple of gifts. I know this one, I wanted to get you something practical and natural but beautiful to look at, because I know you appreciate those things and you enjoy making things yourself. So we hope you enjoy this. This is from all of us.
Oh my gosh, I struggle with these big time. Serving with Heike has been amazing, truly. You can't fake this. I do a lot of instrument repair, and I have a pro shop at home, and for people that I share the world of music with, I like to make these clarinet plaques for them. It's sort of a skeleton, and Heike's been nagging me for one of these for about 10 years. And it feels like for the last 10 years she's been trying to retire, but there was just always more runway to be run as the runner that she is. And the Air Force finally took all the runway away from her. There was no place to run to except for retirement at this point. But this is from the entire section, although I fronted the labor for it. And it's just, it's a token of appreciation of what she's done for this group for 28 years on the clarinet, which is an amazing instrument. Truly the most flexible instrument you could ever hope for. I really believe that. It can do so many different things.
I'm not arguing.
And I just want to say, just a little story. It's not a funny story, but I auditioned for this group way too many times. And the only reason why I'm here is because of Heike, because she heard and saw something in me that other people did not. And she fought like crazy. And
Also worked really hard.
thanks. And I just want to say that it feels really good to be fought for.
In honor of 28 years of service in the United States Air Force, thank you for your musicianship and friendship. With love, the U.S. Air Force Academy Band Clarinet Section. Beautiful.
They're not in all the way, but it'll take a good photo.
For those of you not clarinet players, it's a double peg stand, so she can have her B flat and her A clarinet together while she plays.
I am getting hugs from every one of you. Here.
She also helped hire this entire section.
I love you all so much.
You can,
I will take two. I will take two.
Great. And there's a shadow box too.
Thank you.
Next, we have from Senior Master Sergeant Monica Ding, Senior Master Sergeant Retired Sandra Tiemens, and Master Sergeant Retired Nancy Poffenbarger.
Heike, I've been dreading this day, and I knew it would come. It's come way too soon. Collectively, I think we've all had a friendship with you for over 100 years. I think so. I mean, I'm just doing very fast math. And I just want to thank you so much for just being an amazing mentor, collaborator, and above all, friend. Like Rob, it's bittersweet. And I'm just so glad that you get to finally be with your family and start another chapter of your life where you can discover all the fun things that you couldn't do while you were wearing the uniform. So thank you so much for everything that you've done for all of us. Each and every one of us have something fantastic to say about you. I mean, not only have you we've made beautiful music together. You've taught me how to knit. You've fixed all of my knitting problems. You've taught me, you and your husband helped me to fill out the PTEO when I was a very new resource advisor of my first 4009, so that was really fun. So it's like this family has just been such a great part of this unit, and I just want to thank you, everyone, the whole Gazetti clan, for your support. And even your brother, Willard, coming on Rampart Winds trips and getting to have your fandom out there. So thank you so much. You mean a lot. So I hope we do more ladies' lunches together. Yes. No, I know. So this is great.
So Heike and I have been friends since 2000, and many, many shared experiences. One of the first ones I remember is I was helping out with a recording session for the clarinet quartet. I was like the assistant producer, some made-up title, and I needed to go get my car. And Heike, who I didn't know very well, was the first to offer to help me. And so that was one of the first times we hung out together, and I remember it very vividly because part of that experience was going down a one-way, the wrong direction. But we've had many, many fun times together. We've deployed together. We've made a lot of great music together. And let's see what else. She's just the kind of friend that I hope you all have. And one of the things that's so great about this job is all the shared experiences, whether they be through the music, supporting each other, supporting each other's families. It was great watching Maya and Aurora grow up together, so our families have shared many good times together. I've also enjoyed getting to know your extended family. But yes, Heike is the kind of friend who you can totally trust, which, sometimes that's hard to find. So once you find it, hold on to it. And we've had some great times She's the kind of person that when I throw out a wild and crazy idea, she's like, sure. Like, do you want to go ride along the side of the road with me and look for my hubcap? Yes. Can you carry my giant box for me? Yes. Do you want to go to my brother's house and take the patio furniture off his deck? Yes. And I don't know if I'll get in trouble for telling this part, but the best part about that was she was in a skirt, and it was very windy that day. So I'm sure the neighbors got quite the scene as we were stealing furniture off my brother's deck. But I'm very happy for Heike as she moves to this next phase of her life. She's on the board of the organization I'm working for, and so we're really thrilled to have her as our new treasurer. We've been walking more frequently and getting to spend more time together once again, and I just could not be luckier to have a friend like Heike.
So Heike entered my life about 1.5 to 2 years after I got in the band, so we've known each other a long time, and I just remember when she got to the band that she was so full of energy and life. And one of the most important things that I got out of being in the Academy Band was just a group of lifelong friends, and especially the women's group that we've had over the years has been so close. There's been no competition. It's always been loving and encouraging, and you are such a, you just spurn everyone on to be that way. It's just your personality is so kind and encouraging. And so I know that since I've left, you have continued that in this organization. And I'm so thankful for the female side of our band system that really needs that these days. Yeah. You are an incredibly intelligent and fiercely talented person in so many different ways. And I just can't wait to see what you do with the next chapter of your life. I know that we talked the other day about all the different things you're interested in. And I just know that you're going to do a wonderful job in whatever you choose. So thank you for being such a great friend and mentor.
So we got together, and Heike, she's always taking care of her people, and she never spoils herself. So we got you a gift card to Terra Verde, and I hope you use it all on yourself. And they're doing a big, huge re-inventory refresh, so go after September, or if you want to go now, they have everything 50% off. So I know you like a good deal.
Next, we have Senior Master Sergeant Ryan Janis.
A lot of my friends are retiring this year. But it's a circle of life. It happens. It has to happen. And, I've known Heike a long time. She's one of the first people I met in the Academy Band. She was my first supervisor. And if I remember right, I was also your first troop. Is that correct? I think? Yeah. And Heike was a brilliant supervisor, I think, now that I've had a bunch of others to compare it to. Even, her first time out of the gate. Her personality is such that it always kind of soothes the savage beast. And on more than one occasion, that anger beast was me. Coming to see her about as her troop about something I might have been angry about. And still to this day, as I've taken on the mantle of First Sergeant, she's kind of bookended my career a little bit, because she's still, even my apologies, while she was doing her skills bridge, I'm still bugging her over the text for the phone when I'm saying things like, when the one thing happens, where's the form I need to fill out and sign and send to the guy in the one place? And, she's always a subject matter expert on so many of those things. In many ways, Heike is the ultimate First Sergeant, because she just loves people so much. I mean, yeah, you can applaud for that. I mean, I love people too, but I have to read books with titles like Active Listening and Emotional Intelligence, where I think Heike has that just naturally built into her psyche. And besides being the ultimate first sergeant, though, one of the other things that's very important to her life and her whole family's life is running. And, that's something we do a lot in the Air Force, right? And a lot of us stress out about it, maybe even as much, if not more sometimes, than we stress out about our real jobs. And I'm one of the people on a long list of folks whose running Heike absolutely fixed, to where I now, it might be a little bit of a stretch to say that I enjoy it, but, I hate it far less than I did originally. But Heike loves it. Jim loves it too. And fun fact, Jim actually served as the first sergeant for the band for just a little bit. But I remember a couple of times you guys did the Pikes Peak Marathon, which Runner's World magazine says, depending on the year, is like either number 2 or even the number 1 hardest marathon in the world. You have to love running to do that. Aurora, have you run that marathon yet? No, she says emphatically. Okay. So it's not a huge deal, but I'm going to say what it is because I sort of gave it away anyway. Just some fancy running socks from Shields for all of the many more miles you and your family will run together or by yourself. Sometimes that's fun too. And I'm going to miss you. I'm going to miss all you guys. I'm glad you're staying local, so don't be a stranger. No stranger than me anyway.
And then from the band's senior enlisted leader, Chief Master Sergeant Rick Baisden.
Those are really hard presentations to follow. My gift's kind of lame. The stuff from the clarinets, I mean, that was just it's beautiful. I got you a card, and it has a gift card in it. And I was just going to put it with the gifts on the table, but that would rob me of the opportunity of getting to say publicly in front of everybody how much I respect you and how honored and humbled I am that we got to serve together. As additional duty first sergeant for 5 years, that means she is on the executive staff. And the exec staff, those meetings can get pretty intense, and we're dealing with some pretty big issues, and they can get very emotional. And what did Rob Vitale say? It feels good to be fought for. That's what she did in those exec staff meetings. She fought for people. And I just wanted to say thank you so much for your service, and good luck with your next chapter in your life. And I'm glad to have known you and to have served with you. The gift card. So I was going to get I know you're an athlete, so I was going to get you a gift card to Dick's, but then I thought, not that the socks were a bad idea. But I thought, well, that's not very celebratory. Like, hey, go work out, congratulations. So instead, I got you a gift card to Cold Stone Creamery for. I felt like a little bit more.
And then finally, we have Master Sergeant Rob Vitale and Lieutenant Colonel Herber for the Shadow Box presentation.
How about this proffer, Sergeant Hernandez? Rob, you did it. You designed. You talk about it.
Sure, yeah. So, should we take a photo first, perhaps?
Oh, take the
I'll
photo.
let you present and take a photo.
All right, Rob.
So, I'm happy to report this is the second Gazetti shadow box that I've had the privilege of making. And I've started to serial number these, so she gets 008,
Nice.
which is the 8th shadow box that I've put together. And when you kind of like playing a musical instrument. When you develop repetition through rote, you learn to do things quicker. So it didn't take me all that much time to put this together for you, which is part of the bittersweet equation, because it means I had less time to sit and reflect on this process, because it's gone along bigger, but I'm sorry, it's gone along faster. But I was just feeling reminiscent. Heike came to me a couple of years ago, and she had told me that her husband retired out of this organization and did not receive a shadow box. And this is just such true Heike fashion, being somebody that's not thinking about herself and always thinking about other people, and particularly people that she cares about the most. And for whatever reason, James was overlooked for a shadow box, and we don't exactly know why. And she came to me and said, you know, I would really love for you to build this for my husband, and it would be really important to both of us if you could do it. But she said, I'm just a little afraid, because if I take all of his Air Force stuff out of the house and give it to you, he's going to know instantly. And he's going to have to, we're going to have to do this on the sneak, because he's going to know the moment it leaves the house. So Heike sort of conspired with me so that we could whip it up. And I believe you did at some point realize your stuff was not there anymore. And it wasn't on the wall, it was in a drawer. Like, it was in the basement. And he had a spidey sense for his Air Force paraphernalia.
I account for all my belongings.
So I'm happy to report this is number 2 for the Gazetti family. I don't know if you intend to present them in your home near each other or not, which is totally your discretion. But there's one thing in here that I do want to speak to specifically for Heike, which is this drumstick right here. This is the terrazzo model, which is specific for our organization, for our drummers, for our ceremonial band that does all of the marching on the terrazzo and Stillman Parade Field. It's really the reason why we have an Air Force Academy band. And Colonel Herbert mentioned earlier that Heike was the first female drum major for our organization, but I would like to foot stomp that she has been the only female from our organization to be a drum major and lead our ceremonial band. And the ceremonial band is the reason why we have an Air Force Academy band. It's what pays our bills. It's what's enabled so many professional musicians through this organization to be providers for families and live the quality of lives that they want to. And she was at the helm of it for quite some time. And it's really important, and it's the one thing in this shadow box that I really wanted to highlight from her career. So.
You guys have
Next, Lieutenant Colonel Herbert will present a collage from the band.
Unit this is kind of a traditional thing with people inscriptions. I hope you will take the time to read all these heartfelt remarks. There's so much love on this for you and for everything that you've meant to the unit and to our Air Force and to our team. So congratulations.
Next, Lieutenant Colonel Herbert will present the framed watercolor from the executive staff.
Well, as Sergeant Vitale mentioned, Stillman Field is very special, not just for the cadets who graduate here before the United States Air Force Academy Band. This band does more ceremonial missions than pretty much all the regional bands, and the only band that does more ceremonial stuff would be the United States Air Force Band in DC, their ceremonial brass team out there. But this has become a tradition to share this watercolor with all of our folks who are retiring, just as a memento. And also it features prominently, of course, the drum major leading the team. You know, a lot of our other services have enlisted folks doing a lot of things, but I by far know our Air Force trusts are enlisted to do things that other services have their officers do, because they are that sharp and that brilliant, and you epitomize all of that. So congratulations on behalf of us. Thank you.
Now, Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, I present to you Senior Master Sergeant Heike J. Gazetti, United States Air Force, retired.
Thank you, everyone. This is really humbling. Chief Herrera, I couldn't believe my eyes when I saw that you and Colonel Brown were coming today. Thank you. You have so many important things to do, so many people to take care of, and you have really taken care of the band. And yeah, thank you for coming today. First Sergeant Council, I look up to you so much. I wanted to be a clarinet player when I was growing up, and I never thought that there could be a group of people called First Sergeants, and their job was to crisis management and take care of people and monitor morale and do all the hard things. So I received your advice, every week. I couldn't wait to see what I was going to learn. When you go around the room and you share stories, it's so valuable. And I know Chief Burkhead is retiring right now, and you're here and not there. Thank you for coming today. Chief Shirt Cerniak, we spent, not a long time together as you as our shirt, but you had so much wisdom during that time that, and you're fantastic how you speak your mind, and you're just so likable that so I didn't prepare any remarks, so this is not, it's going to sound like gibberish coming out, but I'm so happy that you're here. Thank you for coming today. Yeah. Colonel Herber, you are incredibly passionate, and when something needs to be done, you go running toward it, and there's no hesitation there. There's no, oh no, I don't want to do this. You just do it, and so courageous. Yeah. So thank you for showing that example. I think you showed up in September of last year. Yeah. And when you do something, when you say something, you do it. So so that's a pretty good mix of a commander. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, there's some, I'm going to skip the rest of this for a little bit. I've got some friends here. Got a friend that came here all the way from Anchorage, Master Sergeant retired John Teemer. Yeah. Before you all leave today, you should ask him to sing something for you. Yeah, he'll do it. Yeah. My best friend from high school, Tarsha Scope, she's sitting over here. I warned her that I was going to talk about her. 5 years ago, I was at work and I got the news that she had an aggressive form of cancer. And she survived. She's here. And she has the most incredible attitude. Talk about being accepting of crazy ideas. Go ask her about her accepting attitude and what it took to heal. And it's an incredible story. And when I'm running up that big hill in the park and I'm hating my life because, you know, all muscles are burning and I can't breathe, you get me to the top of the hill. I've got some family here that I've never met before. My grandfather had 6 brothers and sisters, and there's a Minnesota branch that lives in Minneapolis and Denver, and they are here today. Where'd they go? Back there. Right in the back, Maddie Lund lives in Denver, and boyfriend? Andrew, that's right, Andrew. We just met. Yeah, so thank you for coming. Yeah, I can't wait till we spend some more time together later. Nancy and Gary Poffenbarger, they flew in from San Antonio, right here. Yeah. Incredible musicians, so professional, and also a beautiful singer. Nancy is the epitome of a soprano in an opera. Amazing, amazing. Yeah, thank you for being here today. Okay, next one. I have friends here from the Greeley Philharmonic Orchestra. I have a friend here from the Canyon City Chamber Orchestra, Jerry. Jerry's here. Yeah? So, maybe he had to leave, but if you see him, he's hilarious. You should talk to him. He's so funny. I have friends here from Choral Song. I have Gail Dupree and, of course, Sandy and Colonel Price. Thank you for coming. And I have friends from the chamber orchestra here. I have a carpool buddy in the chamber orchestra, and she is the best. So for about a decade now, she has heard me talk nonstop about whatever's going on in my life, and she's still my friend. And an excellent oboe player. So, thank you. They're friends here from the 21st Logistics Readiness Squadron. Yeah, and who were past members and present members. And some of them work for OSI now, right? OSI and the Inspector General. Yeah. Thank you so much for coming. Yeah, really excellent people. And then there are many, many retirees from the band here, and I can't tell you how important you all are to me, because when I'm struggling during the day and I go somewhere at night, like to a rehearsal, and you're there, and I can ask questions like, oh, what do you do with this situation? You have an answer. And you've moved on beyond that, and you know what to do. And your presence is there. Does that make sense? Yeah, just having the presence and the listening. So I've been looking at the last 28 years, and you think, how do you sum this up? 25 minutes. Main themes, get it, put it in little bite-sized chunks so everyone will understand it. And here are my bite-sized chunks. Feedback. when somebody gives you feedback, you should say thank you. And I tried to see who said that, and it's just general knowledge from leadership manuals, but it's good. Some of you here have given me feedback when I needed it, and I didn't like it at the time, but now I'm saying thank you. Thank you. It's, I needed to hear that. Another message is quality time. If you talk about love languages, who's read the books about the 5 love languages? Yeah. My love language is quality time. And the people in this room that have just spent time with me, like we said, listening, so important. Where'd it go? There are more. So was there a slideshow? I didn't see it. Was the slideshow happening? What's that? Oh, it wasn't working? Okay. I just want to talk about some of the pictures that were in the slideshow of my family in military uniform. And of course, Colonel Herbert talked a lot about them. One of the other pictures, well, my dad is 83 now, and he puts on his uniform to go to the Memorial Day celebrations at the high school in Whitefish. And he can actually borrow my brother's uniform because they're the same rank. And so there are some pictures of that with my mom. And when he was serving in Vietnam, he met another cousin of ours who was in Vietnam at the same time. So he had a cousin there when he was there in, I think, 1968. And I have a friend from college. She was a flute player, and she went through ROTC and commissioned into the Army. And there's a picture of her. She's no longer with us, but she was really amazing. So just a lot of inspiration there. My mother-in-law, Sue, enlisted for one term in the Army and served down at Fort Huachuca in the hottest part of Arizona. Yeah, it's pretty fantastic. Okay. I think my cards are not in order anymore. So along with the quality time and the feedback and the other themes that I can't remember right now, I had some fantastic supervisors who provided all of those opportunities for me. So I'm just going to read them down. Greg Brown, who's over here, he's number 1. George Roach. George Roach was my second supervisor, and he put up with a lot. I had a lot of annoying questions. I was a know-it-all. I was spoiled, and he really he took care of me. He just passed away, but he is important to me. Gordon Malik, back there with Linda. Thank you. Yeah. So one of the great things about Gordon is that if someone has like some bad, something that's going wrong, he has this little catchphrase that makes everybody laugh and forget about how upset they are. He just says, "Wah." Do you still do that? Yeah. It's great. Wah. Wah. So sometimes I try to imagine that when I'm trying not to cry. There's Bill Murray. There's Mike Woods, Dale Jones, Mark Burdett, who was going to come but then couldn't make it. Chief Jeremy Remley, Senior Master Sergeant Josh Gates, Steve Kinderman, who's right here. Yeah. So Steve took care of me during the Black Forest fire when I was really struggling. He looked after me. That was awesome. I'll talk more about that later. Chief Kennemore, back there. Yeah. And Colonel Willen. So Colonel Willen, he was here as a captain, and all of us who were tech sergeants at the time, we just loved Colonel Willen. He was this fantastic conductor, and he was kind to us and encouraging, and he just has a way of looking at you where he sees you, And then he came as a lieutenant, turned into a captain, and then left. And then I waited and waited. It's like, when is Colonel Willen coming back? And he came back as a lieutenant colonel. And after about a year, he installed me as his first sergeant. And at that point, I started working with the executive staff, and I saw what a commander has to do. I saw the weight, the responsibility, how the commander is responsible for our physical well-being, our family's well-being, our morale, the property. Like, if anything goes wrong, that commander, it has to report, why did this happen? Why was I not looking after this? So that gave me a really new perspective. And now I realize just how great the commanders that I had were. Yeah. So let's talk about Colonel Lang now, who's here. Can I talk about you, sir? So you're stationed somewhere and you're given a situation, and you're not planning for that situation. It just falls in your lap, and it's like, oh, I have to deal with this now. So the situation that Colonel Lang was given was the depremiering of our organization, and he did not quit on us. This decision couldn't have been turned around, but sir, you came in every day. You showed up. You kept showing up, and you didn't back down. You didn't complain. And I appreciate that, how hard that must have been. Yeah. So Colonel Price, sir, you were here when you made the reinstatement of the premier status happen. So you put the team together and pushed and pushed and pushed until it finally happened. And that caused some issues here, and it was hard. And you also kept coming in every day. You kept showing up, and you didn't complain. And look where we are now. It's awesome. Yeah, so thank you. Chief Randy Dorsch is not here, but sometimes he felt like he was a commander in charge of the unit because he was there so long and so kind to everybody. So I really appreciate him. Clarinet players. So I've had the privilege of working with 19 different clarinet players in the Air Force bands. And, we have some really fantastic clarinet players here that I feel very close to. And I'll miss you all so much. Just keep learning from every time you pull out an instrument. I want to melt into a puddle on the floor because it's so beautiful. You know what you're doing. Yeah. You were my role model, Yvonne. Yeah. Same to the other ones who are here. I can't find you all. And then I want to talk about Lee Barnes. Quentin Barnes, he was a retired clarinet player, but he would come around all the time and he would play with us. And every time you saw him, he would just lift you up. He's been to Panama. He was in the Anchorage band, and for part-time work, I think he worked at the base of a ski lift. So he was just incredible, and he's not with us anymore. But if you know Lee, I just want to think about him for a split second or two. He's pretty amazing. The exec staff. Chief Baisden, Chief Kennemore, Captain Flynn, who moved away, Captain Holtz, Chief Benton, hiding over there, Colonel Willen, Colonel Herber, Miss Lee. She was honorary member of the exec staff. So we did things together. We went out to lunch, we hung out, and that was really nice to feel included in your group. Chief Baisden said that I fought for all of you, and well, I would have. I didn't have to, because they were already doing it. Like when you have a command staff that is in line with how you think, there's a lot of synergy. So everyone just grouped together. So that was not me. The emotions might have been me. The intensity might have been me. And I am not going to talk about all of you because I'll be a mess. Yeah, you all are very important to me. And so we have a very unique mission. I'm sure first sergeants in this room or maybe civilians might not understand, or maybe you all do, but we're musicians, and we came into this place wanting to make music, and then you start to learn, oh, what's the significance of this music, and who are the people that we're playing for, and what are they getting from us, this connection, and honoring their service, and so they're inspiring. These audience members, our families, our friends, our neighbors that come to the concerts, and then there are the deployments, going out and meeting people that have never met Americans, these children that they think that nobody knows about them. Everyone knows about the United States, but you're going to Kyrgyzstan, and it's like, well, nobody knows or cares about us. But we would go in there and we would play a concert for them, and they would come up and they would try our instruments, and they're so nice, these children and women who want freedom, but they don't have it. Or a young clarinet player came to me once and said, "Can you show me how to put this together? My religion prohibits me from participating in music." So I said, of course, I'll help you with this, and put her clarinet together. And she was missing some pretty big pieces to it, and they can't just go to a store. So, I learned that we are so privileged here, and we have such a great way to work, to support the military. We can work, we can do what we're trained to do, what makes us happy, and we can. Sorry, I feel like a 5-year-old right now up here trying to get my ideas out. So you all get it. So this is pretty fantastic. And I feel so lucky. Yes. So the ceremony, I looked up the word ceremony, and I thought, well, what does this mean? And of course there's a Latin word. I'm not going to pronounce that word. But it means holiness, reverence, or ritual. That was an early meaning, and then it shifted, expanded to include secular social customs and polite formal behavior. And when you talk about rituals, a set of fixed repeated actions with cultural and religious meaning. So this ceremony today, I've seen probably 50 ceremonies. You see the certificates. Many of you will see lots more ceremonies. And it does have a meaning. And I just want to thank you all for going through this with me for the umpteenth time, because it is different for me right now. It's different. It is different for me because the rituals, they reinforce our shared values, and it made me think about what values the Air Force Academy Band has. And maybe not everybody knows this. And I made a list of things that, as the first sergeant, I noticed that people do here. And of course, I don't have that with me. But I'm going to mention a couple things off the top of my head. And then I have some more gifts to hand out. We had a first sergeant once that who was my friend, who did quite some significant things. And this is so what I'm trying to say is this is kind of thing that the band does, or your friend who is an amazing first sergeant. we thought my house burned down in 2013. I'm just going to make that real short. We thought it burned down. The police told us it was gone. Then USAA came in and they showed us, oh, your house is still here, but it had a bunch of work to do. And in the meantime, I was a wreck. I was such a wreck, and we didn't have anything because we had to evacuate our home. So we moved into our in-laws' house, and we ate all their food for, what, about 2 weeks? Yeah. So my friend and First Sergeant, she and her family found a place for us to live. They knew somebody that had a house that was furnished, so we went to stay there. And my friend, who's the First Sergeant, collected things from the unit, toiletries, gift cards, toys, because Aurora was, that was 12 years ago. You were 8. So we moved into a furnished home. We had lots of toys, and I had shampoo to wash my hair, and everything was great. And here she is. What she said about friendship, she epitomizes that. What I realized, when people talk to you and say things, it's not about you, it's about them. It's about their kindness and how they approach things and what their viewpoint is. And all of these wonderful people in here that have come up here and said something, that is a reflection on you and how great you are. So I know that, yeah. So Sandy, thank you. So other things the band does. We recently had someone go out and search until 1:30 in the morning until they found a missing child. And they did that. We've had someone rescue another person on Pikes Peak with CPR, saved their life. We've had some people visit their friends on convalescent leave and walk with them every day, or coach them into getting better, into healing. What else do we? Yeah. So that's just a small snippet. That's you. That's this climate. That's this community with shared values. It's the spirit. It's the spirit of this unit. And when I figured that out, everything was easy afterwards, coming into work. So I haven't moved around a lot. My journey has been more emotional, which you're sort of getting a taste of that. Other people talk about their assignments, and I think, oh, when did I figure out how to eat enough protein so I can make it through concert band? Because it's like to burn a lot of calories. Self-care is important. Take care of yourselves. The deployment, that was a milestone, and it was a dream. And had you seen the slideshow, you would have seen a lot of pictures. And it would have made it look like a vacation. It's just not. But there are good times, and I feel like maybe those times are past now. And that was a really good, a good time in the bands to be able to travel like that, because things are different. I'm so happy that our team came home when they did before everything started up. I was selected to become a drill instructor down in San Antonio. That was a stressful time in my life. Who here that knows me thinks that I would be a good TI? No. Okay. Anyway, Colonel Schofield helped me sidestep that. After the fire, more about you all. 28 people came to my house and raked up ash and soot. 300 trash bags filled with filled with stuff that does not make a house habitable. And then the LRS picked it up in a big truck and carted it off. So that's you all. That's what you do. When you work with the same people for a long period of time, you have a lot of memories, and like you start to know one another, and you might it might not always be a good thing, but that's where the second chances come in, and I've had a lot of second chances. So, and that's all you all too, a lot of second chances. Pretty fantastic. I have some presents, and then I'm going to stop tap dancing up here because it's not coming out in the order I planned. So we're taking a trip to Italy on Sunday, and my husband planned the trip. So he's a logistics expert, and if you let him plan the trip, it will be perfect. So in this bag, there's some more language books and guidebooks for you. And just in case we can't see everything the first time, we can go back again, right?
Molto bene.
Yes. Now, this is a special girl. She runs, but she's not a huge, like, she doesn't want to go out and run every day. What she can do is swing a tennis racket. So watch out when she's got a racket, because that ball's coming over the net fast, and you have to be able to get out of the way or it'll really hurt. And also, there was one instance when her father had a bike accident in Montana. There's a bike park. He's coming around the curve. He fell off the bike, went into this ditch, which is not good for him. She was slightly ahead of him, or drove by and didn't know he was there, got to the house, realized that, where's Dad? Came back, Dad, here's some calling from the bottom of the ditch. She carried him back to the house. Yeah. I got you something.
Way to go, Aurora.
Talk about trustworthy. My brother Willard. Willard is the glue to the family. He drives all around the country making sure that we're keeping in contact with one another, and it's working. You're doing a really good job. I'm so proud of you. And so we have this, we're not really good gift givers to one another, and we forget birthdays and things like that. You know, it's okay, I do it too. But every now and then there's a present with the two of us together in a frame doing something. So I did that. Yeah? So the other thing is he recently moved into a new house, and my mom, who's watching, she's really upset that this is an empty house because it's not furnished yet, but he was in the Army. He doesn't even need a cot. He'll just so, Mom, he now has something to put in the house. I have two wonderful in-laws who live in town, and when Aurora was a young girl, they would take care of her while both Jim and I were traveling. So, you are the best in-laws. It's really not much, but I just want you to know that today that you are important to me. Okay. I haven't talked about my mom and dad yet. All right, this is good. So I tried going through all of these notes last week, and I couldn't do it without crying. I'm feeling pretty good right now. I think I can get through this. So my mom, she was organic and Whole30 before that was a thing. So when I was growing up, really healthy food. that's an underlying theme of my youth. And at some point, my dad read a book about the evils of sugar, and then there was no more sugar in the house. And one of the easiest ways to get in trouble was to go to your friend's house, have a sleepover, eat candy, and then come home and she realized you'd been eating candy, and then I would get in a lot of trouble. So yeah. So I feel like I started life out in the best, like it was the best environment, like very uncorrupted, and that's not something that many people get. So my father is the epitome of a coach, and we're going back to the quality time again. So just lots of time training and working with me to make sure that I knew how to learn, that I knew how to coach myself, to become whatever it is that I wanted. Like he would go through the process of how he figured out what to do, and then he would talk to me about it, and then he would train with me alongside, leading from the back or, next to me. And I think we always talk about leadership, and to me, that's the best leadership, and what you all have shown me too. I think I have exhausted these cards, and all my gifts are gone. And yes, thank you all for coming today. Sorry for the rambling. Please eat and drink and have a good time. And please come give me a hug. Okay? All right?
Love you, Heike.
Ladies and gentlemen, our heartiest congratulations to Heike and her family. Please remain standing for the Air Force song. This concludes today's ceremony. Sergeant Gazetti invites you to join her and Jim for a reception immediately following. Thank you for attending.
I was a disaster. No, you were great. No, Brian, thank you. Giving a hug. Congratulations.